Hello everybody. Today I'm going to be talking about data centers. Did you know Barrington Hills rejected a $2 billion proposal? I'm going to be informing and questioning what you think you know about data centers. First off, I'm going to be covering 3 problems, 2 causes, and 3 solutions. I'm going to be using my current science class knowledge and research from science organizations, plus my own thoughts. If you live on this planet, if you use AI or even internet for that matter, you'll have an interest in this subject. I quickly want to define data centers from Glass and Susie from HEC Web, science organization. They define data centers as buildings/facilities with application services that store and manage data. So first, I'm going to be going over the problems. So these are problems that are growth, they damage the earth, and other livelihoods. So first, from Nature Computational Science, they did a study in May of 2025 that generative AI uses 1.2 million to 5 million e-waste. That's most likely what's going to happen in the next 10 years, what the study covered. And e-waste consists of lead, mercury, and cadmium, which can damage the soil and water and also the air. Now, in terms of the water, when I did this debate in my science class about who deserves the most water, I was on the farm team. There was a municipalities team too, and then the data centers. Farms currently use 70% clean water, but data centers the team wants to have a 34% majority, and then municipalities and farms drop to 33%. In terms of debate, I don't think it makes sense for farms to lose more of their production and everything that goes with that. It's basically starving communities if you're putting more clean water towards data centers over farms or even municipalities for that matter. And then the final issue I was going to cover under the problems is their land use. So data centers typically take 10 acres from Statistica, but they also say on average the large ones are about 40 acres. Statistica also says that there's 10,000 data centers on the planet, and so 10,000 times 40 is 400,000 acres or 528,000 football fields, which just are putting bad air into the sky. Now I'm going to be going over the two bad causes, which one is business and the other is working at home. More jobs are working at home. So in the first sense about business, Science Direct said in December of 2025, businesses are using AI to grow their markets and take more advantage of consumers. And they had a study from 2004 to 2023 that said that they had 97% less time and less expenses on their advertising methods. And I think that's taking control of consumers and causing a bigger issue down the road. And then in terms of the work at home, U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics said in quarter 1 of 2023 to quarter 1 of 2024 that there was a 3.3% increase in jobs at home that ages 16 plus were working in. Now that was an industry of telephone workers, so which is now at 22% control at where they work at home opposed to in office. But you can look at other industries to see how much that affects the larger scale and the laziness of society. So now I'm going to go look at the positives. So in terms of the positives, I have 3 solutions of recycling improvement, renewable energy, and then efficiency of our resources. So first I'm going to be talking about Illinois' Consumer Electronics Recycling Act. It's a statewide collection of unwanted devices that they collect to basically recycle and reuse as much as they can. And I think this should be placed out to further places across like the whole earth, basically. And in that essence, we can save on the mining of the e-waste and all the other things I've talked about. Now, in terms of the renewable energy from Pacifico Energy, I'm going to be showing the pros and cons of 3 different types of energy, renewable energy. So first is wind power. The pros of wind power is that it's better than solar, it has lower emissions. But in terms of its cons, it has rules, it's location-based, and it's noisy, and like I said, site-dependent as well. In terms of the solar power, it saves on money. During the day, it's good, low maintenance costs, it supports energy independence goals, but its cons is that it doesn't work at night, doesn't work when it's cloudy, and it takes up space and upfront costs. And now the third and final one is fuel cells. Its pros is that it's reliable, it's always on, it does have low emissions plus low noise, and it has a good future growth. But in terms of its cons, it has a higher upfront cost, it has a higher maintenance cost, and it has a fuel supply, and you need to have a backup plan for it. And my final one has to do with billionaires and politicians. They need to be able to read the effects to fully plan out communities so they're not destroying them. They need to compromise their ethics and necessities for the customers they're serving and the land they're controlling. They need to limit their factories and towns, which could be a bigger issue about all factories, but as it relates to data centers, like I've said, like it pollutes the air, the soil, and the water, and they're trying to take control of the water, basically wiping out civilization. So, to wrap everything up, the problems with data centers are its water, its pollution of the air through its e-waste, and its land. The causes are its businesses and the home work is rising with the laziness, and the solutions are recycles, there's renewable, and then the responsibility needs to happen. Humanity is ruining its farms, it's starving civilization, and billionaires need to listen and be humbled. These are my sources. Thank you.